You guys buried us when we were 1-3. You know, man, we got a lot of warts, but we're here, and that's been our position since September, and so I'm just appreciative of that mental fortitude being displayed by those men in that locker room.
I love Mike Tomlin. I got a ton of respect for him, but I hate that you guys buried us when we were 1-3 cards. You buried yourselves. You stunk. How dare we point out that you stunk? You did stink. Good for you that you unstunk. But at the time, the Steelers stunk. They got destroyed at home by the Bengals. It was over. It was done. That was it. And they were on that roller coaster all year. Mike, they hadn't won a road game since Halloween in Cleveland. The only reason they were still alive is because they have this magical vibe at Heinz Field where they don't lose. They hadn't lost at home since that Bengals game that caused us to bury them. But they took the magic on the road yesterday. That's what's so amazing about it. I thought after Monday night last week, they get the win, and Big Ben does the victory lap, and it's all about Ben, and this is great. Oh, and then you're going to go to Baltimore, and then it's not going to be what it was Monday night at home against the Browns. But that made it all the more spectacular that they found a way. This was the Steelers taking the Heinz Field find-a-way vibe on the road. All phases, timely turnovers, just football happening in a way that makes you say, holy crap, I can't believe they're pulling it off. And that's what they're going to need if they want to have any hope in Kansas City on Sunday.
Well, that's what it was. And listen, they did stink. You're right. Even guys in the locker room had to be thinking, we're not good this year. We can't score points this year. Every now and then our defense steps up and plays really well, though, and keeps us in games. So they were bad. They were a bad football team. But Mike Tomlin's doing what he's doing to band together. That's what you do. You know, it's us against the world. Nobody believes in us. So, you know, but we're here and we got it done. So screw everybody else. You know, I get it. I get that mentality. I've been in the locker room when that goes on. So I get it. But they were a bad team. And during the season, they got blown out by the Chiefs, put 36 on them. The Chiefs can score points. The bottom line is the Chiefs can score points and Pittsburgh can't. Listen, it's a great job by them getting to the playoffs. And as I've always said, just get there because you never know what can happen. Hell, Kansas City could play one of their stinkers that they did this year, and we've seen it. We've seen them not play well. It could happen. The defense for Pittsburgh could really step up and kind of slow them down. It didn't in the regular season, but that could happen because we've seen it happen during the year. You have no shot to win the Super Bowl if you're not in the playoffs, right? So you have a lot better shot when you're playing. Those are my analytics. So they're in, so they get to play. But listen, they were bad. Congrats to them. You know, they beat this Raven team who finished the year losing 6 in a row. But a heck of a finish for them. All you do is take care of the players and the game that's in front of you. They did. Another game going to overtime. Again, all of a sudden everybody's trying to think of the ramifications. If these two teams tie, what's going to happen? Who can still get in the playoffs? But it turned out, you know, as we saw, Pittsburgh get the win. So again, they're a decent football team who played well at the right time and made the playoffs. I don't see it going well for them in Kansas City at all. But so what? Who cares what I think? You know, they're in that locker room. They're in the playoffs. They know they got beat in the regular season, but guys don't care about that. It's the playoffs, man. It's amped up a whole nother notch, and you never know what can happen.
At the risk of ultimately being accused by Chiefs fans of jinxing Patrick Mahomes, the one dynamic that we need to factor into this year's playoffs is Mahomes could get COVID on Thursday and not play in the game, right? Well, I mean, he could wake up sick, and no matter any effort by him to conceal the symptoms, it's obvious he's sick. That could happen. So, yeah, if you're in it, anything can happen. And I made the comment earlier, and I made the observation on Twitter last night that this is the 2005 Steelers all over again, where they were left for dead after losing at home to the Bengals in December, and then they just started winning football games, and they started chipping away, and they got to the playoffs, and holy crap, they went back to Cincinnati and they won a game there. They had no business doing that. They went to Indianapolis, beat the best team in the NFL. They had no business doing that. They went to Denver and beat the Broncos. They had no business doing that, and they landed in the Super Bowl. And when you have a quarterback, speaking of Denver, because this reminds me a little bit. It's a different setup, different quality of season, but Peyton Manning's last year in Denver. You have a quarterback entering a playoff run knowing this is it. Different mindset than a quarterback who knows, well, all right, if we lose, load up the cannon and get ready for next year. This is it. This is it. And you're starting to see that urgency creep into everything he does, and it's giving him, I think, a focus. Think about that fourth down play that extended the drive, that allowed them to get themselves in position. The Ray McCloud throw. We were watching the game, and even though I'm not in the NBC viewing room, I'm plugged in remotely. Yeah, where else was the ball going to go when he threw it to Ray McCloud? But that's the laser focus he has that a defense may not have. And, he plays within his abilities now. He's not trying to run around and do things that maybe he shouldn't do. Gets rid of the football, makes quick decisions. And Mike, he knows this is it. No matter what happens in the playoffs, he knows that the next time they lose is the next time he walks off the field, and it's the last time ever. That's a different vibe that not many quarterbacks or teams carry into a playoff run. That's what makes it so exciting for me.
Completely agree. And as I said, it already amps up anyway, from regular season to postseason when it's lose and you're done. I mean, it's that quick. You made it to the postseason. Then as soon as you lose, the next day you're in your locker room packing everything up. Let me tell you, it's a wild feeling when you have these, aspirations of going deep into the playoffs or making it to the Super Bowl. Then it's over and everybody's cleaning out their locker and the team's going to be different. And knowing that this would be the last time Ben's cleaning out his locker, yeah, that adds a little more oomph to it. I mean, because again, this team, I mean, I don't know what the early spread was in this game, but I mean, can anybody name 3 starters on that offensive line? I mean, it's been a revamped offensive line, but give them credit. I mean, for what they're doing. Najee Harris has come in and been phenomenal as a rookie in the backfield, especially catching the ball out of the backfield. So you do play with a different vibe. That's why people look at the regular season and say, oh, Kansas City smoked them, it'll happen again. Man, don't do that. Don't get fooled into that. Because outside of, looking at your one-on-one matchups with guys you're going to play against, and you throw the regular season out the window. Certainly you'll learn from it and can watch it, rewatch it, and try and learn some things from it. But don't sit there and say, oh, because that happened, it's going to happen again. It might, but again, it's a different vibe, man. When it's down to one game, and the deeper you get into that game and the closer it is, and that's obviously what Pittsburgh needs to do. They need to hang around, because if they get down a couple scores in this one, it's going to be difficult because they're not built to come back from scores down like this to do it on a consistent level. But it's the playoffs, man, and when a guy who's going into the Hall of Fame's career is over as soon as you're out of the playoffs, again, that adds a little more mustard to it.
2 things about blowouts in the regular season and rematches in the playoffs. First of all, a lot of times that final score that makes you say, oh, boy, they got the crap kicked out of them, it's a play here and it's a play there that breaks the dam. And you take away this one, you take away that one, and maybe it's not as ugly as it was. And secondly, if you do hang around, you start to develop that vibe where, hey, we got a chance here. And that has an impact on the team that had the blowout the last time, that entered the game thinking, this, we're much better than this team. You get into the third quarter and you're thinking, wow, we really got ourselves into a fight today. And that starts to creep into the players' minds a little bit on both sides. You have confidence on one side and lack of confidence on the other side, and who knows. Now, the last time I engaged in this analysis, let me tell you this, it was a couple of years ago when the Packers and the 49ers were getting ready for a rematch in the NFC Championship. I went back and watched their Sunday night regular season game, watched the whole game, looking for any clues, because I wanted to get this one right. Looking for any clues. It's like, the 49ers blew them out, but it's just this play here and this play here, and they got fooled here. They went back to George Kittle on a play where they set him up early. You take away those plays, it's a close game, and the Packers can win this game. I think the Packers will win this game. I picked the Packers to win this game. Mike, the 49ers blew them out again. So history can repeat itself. But if this has been the Steelers' formula, and they took it on the road again yesterday, which is critical because they hadn't been able to. If they can take that whatever it takes vibe on the road and support their offense, where I agree with you, I can't name one offensive lineman from the Steelers, if you can take that vibe to Arrowhead Stadium, you got T.J. Watt, who got 22.5 sacks in 15 games, tying Michael Strahan's asterisk record because he got the Brett Favre, whatever that was, in 2001. And you got T.J. Watt. You have Mike Tomlin. Let's not overlook the fact that you have Mike Tomlin, one of the best coaches the NFL has ever seen, who's going to know how to get these guys in the right frame of mind, and he's going to have them ready to execute. And that Sunday night game, look, it could very well be a blowout. And it could be like it was last year, wild card round Sunday night, where it's over by the end of the first quarter when the Browns came in and kicked the crap out of the Steelers. But the fact that happened just last year, I don't know. I don't want to get ahead of myself. I just feel like the Steelers are going to give them more than we expect right now. I may feel differently come the weekend, but right now I think the Steelers are going to give them more than we expect.
Listen, and you said it, and you're right. As the game goes on and things are happening, all of a sudden, there's a little of, uh-oh, they're hanging around. Hey, we're hanging around. Things can change. We saw Tyreek Hill all of a sudden have a heel issue and was out for a little bit. He came back in. I mean, little things like that. You don't know what's going to happen. You're right. A TJ Watt, all of a sudden there's a sack fumble at the right time. You don't know. It just builds. I mean, it's not, maybe it is apples to apples. We'll see. It's the same sport. You look at the title game tonight, Georgia against Alabama. 4 other times, 2 top 5 AP teams met in the regular season, then met in the postseason. For the other 4 times, this is the 5th time, the other 4 times, the team that lost in the regular season won in the postseason. So, I mean, you just don't know. It's different. You can throw out that regular season game. Different factors, different ending, different mentality when you know it's a one-and-done situation and you don't have next week to make up for it. You don't know. Now, I'm not picking the Steelers to win this game. I'm certainly picking Kansas City to win this game. I think they're the better team. But we're both making the point that everybody knows. You're in. You never know what can happen on that game day.
We had so much conversation last night about the idea that the Raiders wanted to avoid the Chiefs and get the Bengals. And again, the rest angle is important. But I wonder what the Chiefs – I don't know that they're ever going to be candid about it and truthful about it. I wonder who they were hoping to see on Sunday night. Did they want the Raiders again? Did they want the Chiefs again? I mean, they beat both of them handily. I'd love to know what Andy Reid – maybe if you buy him a big enough cheeseburger, he'll tell you the truth as to who he really wanted to see come into town. But between the two coaches, all due respect to Rich Bisaccia, I'd rather face him than Mike Tomlin in a single elimination setting, because Tomlin knows a thing or two about coaching a team in situations like that.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.